there anyone who knows how to change a tire? Oh, I mean a tire for a jet fighter, not just a regular vehicle. Most of you haven't done it. But don't worry, there are handbooks for changing, or you can just Google it. Trust me, it's on YouTube. You can get lots of information from the internet or books. Because of the information age, you might think learning everything is possible. But I'm sure that there is no information at all about the puncture in the middle of the taxiway. I'm gonna tell you two things that I learned based on my experience. I was exactly a model student. I tried to follow what my teacher said. Well, not all the time. I was faithful to my school life for over 12 years. Even after being a university student, I trusted textbooks. I was just a nerd sticking to schooling. Anyway, I believe the idea. The idea that getting a high score can lead me to the answer to my life. Like everyone else, I must fulfill the military service. I worked for the Air Force as a mechanic of a jet fighter. And as I told you, there are manuals for servicing jets, and as usual, I studied them. After a few months later, I became an accurate mechanic. I didn't doubt the idea to success that I mentioned before, because studying handbooks was everything for me to be a mechanic. Let's look back at the puncture. It was a fine day, just enough for a perfect flight. I was on my way for inspection after landing, and the jet I waited for was coming to the bunker. But before the aircraft reaching the bunker, the accident happened suddenly. The tires didn't pop out. It was much like sinking. The tires pulling the jet for drowning. The pilot tried to move, but the tires didn't let him go. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but he spoke with his eyes. What the hell is going on? Well, he can't look down. For him, the jet just glued itself on the ground. I was totally freaked out because handbooks didn't tell me about the puncture in the middle of the taxiway. Lucky for me, one of my seniors helped me to handle the situation. We blocked the section safely and then turned the engine off. After replacing the tire in the middle of the taxiway, we towed the jet to the bunker. Well, there are tons of real problems during my military service. Neither my handbooks nor textbooks helped me to solve them. Experiences made a change in my life. I realized that the answer to the real problems can't be learned from the classroom. When I was discharged from the Air Force, I was not a nerd anymore. I've realized that dealing with the problems from the textbook is not enough for me to find solutions in the real world. When I returned to school, I joined Team Nssur, a DIY car club. This is the best place for me to dealing with real problems. Every part I design should be considered whether they are feasible or not only for manufacturing, but also for assembling. You should make some space for tools to assemble, and this is really important for engineers, but no one taught me in the classroom. You must learn it through your experience. There are some examples, and what are you going to do to buy an electric motor in the condition that the manufacturing company has been shut down for COVID-19? What if you need lots of money to proceed your project? These are the real problems that I encounter. What is your answer to this situation? I know it is hard for you to answer because schooling taught us only get the right answers. But it's not a matter of whether it's right or wrong. Life is not binary. Think creative. My teammates and I had to make a car before the contest. We didn't have time to weld some frames, so I proposed an idea. Should every frame be welded? Even car manufacturing companies like Hyundai don't weld all parts. They use structural adhesive. Using structural adhesive is not only reducing time, but also getting enough strength. So we just glue the rest of the parts. It was much easier and fast enough to make it on time. So break your frame and think creative. Creative thinking is not necessary only when you are faced with problems. You should come up with differentiated ideas to get a better result. And for me, we had a heavy rain on the day of the contest. Despite the muddy race course, the contest proceeded. Generally, vehicles can't run in a full condition because tires stick in the mud or they slip at the corners. As I was looking at the muddy race course, I remembered the tractor that I saw when I was young. Tractor tires aren't for racing, because racing tires are usually made from soft materials and their surfaces are smooth. However, tractor tires are hard and the surfaces are bumpy. My teammates and I decided after a long discussion, so we changed the rear tire as the tractor tires. After we replaced the tires of those for tractors, we were able to shorten the lap time and we could overtake the other teams easily. We didn't use the ordinary tire that the others did. With the creative idea of those for tractors, we could be in a better position than the others. So let me summarize. I learned 2 lessons. First, learn from your experience. Second, think creative, whether you are faced with a problem or not. I want to tell you not to rely on books or the internet at first. Don't be afraid and challenge with your creativity. If you are watching this video, go out and challenge. Thank you.